Hello everyone and welcome back to the Pierrified vlog. We're running to discuss the joys and the challenges of living with a disability. Now I know previously I've touched on mental health, but it's such a broad topic that I think every once in a while I will dedicate an episode to talking about mental health. Now what I want to talk about today, I guess, is in order to stay mentally healthy, I guess, you need to figure out a way to ride the lows and highs of living with a disability. Now I know it's highs and lows, but I'm saying lows and highs because it seems like you need to hit those lows before you can shoot back into the highs and feel a lot better. Now I want to use an example to explain this a little bit better. Back in 2018, I say back like it was so long ago, but it was just last year. The beginning of the year for me started off with a 2 week stay in the hospital due to pneumonia. Now, pneumonia is a scary thing if you have a clean bill of health, but you add the fact that someone with DMD already has a minimal or a smaller lung capacity or weaker lungs, I guess. So when those lungs get filled with fluid, it's a little bit scary. So I'm in the emergency room, and the doctor comes and tells me, "Hey, you have pneumonia." Now, he didn't put it in like that per se, but basically, when I got the diagnosis that I have pneumonia, I freaked out. In my head, I was like, "Oh my goodness, I'm not gonna be able to breathe on my own. They're gonna hook me up on these machines. I'm gonna be like, I'll probably be in the hospital for a month or even longer, and it's just gonna suck, right?" So I was just worried, and I look over and I hear some more doctors that are coming in, and these guys come out and the doctor opens up with, "Hello, Mr. Faraj. We are the ICU doctors." Bam. At this point, I start freaking out even more. Great, the ICU doctors? For sure, I'm going to have some problems. I'm going to be here for a while. These tubes and all this stuff. All the stuff that I'm able to do, I'm not going to be able to do on my own anymore. And it just, going to make things a lot more difficult. And I think the doctor saw that the gears were turning. So kudos for him for catching that. And I said, "Oh, don't worry about it. We're just going to look at, watch you from behind the scenes. You don't need to be in the ICU." And first of all, my first thought was like, shouldn't you be opening with that? Like, shouldn't you be coming in and saying, you don't need to be in the ICU, but we're the ICU doctors, and we're gonna keep an eye on you from behind the scenes. Now, I know it seems very silly, but it would have saved a lot of, um, you know, troubles or anguish if they would open with that way, right? Because I'm thinking the worst of all thoughts, right? Here we go. This is going to get worse and worse. So after that, I quickly turned to gratitude. Thank God I don't need the ICU, right? But it's just dealing with that makes it so hard. It's exhausting to go through, like, to hit the lowest of lows and then go back up high, right? So one of my suggestions is is you need to figure out a way to ride those lows and highs, especially when you have a disability, when you're living with some sort of disability. And in order to do that, I would suggest talking to somebody about it. You know what? Or heck, start a blog, do what I do. Um, Heck, if you don't want to, you don't have to, but if you, I would offer you a chance to be a guest speaker on my blog if you would like to talk through some of this stuff. Heck, if you don't want it to be on a YouTube channel, just give me a shout and I'll gladly talk to you about it. And that's one of the things that I wish I would have done more when growing up is dealing with different support groups with, going through the same disability and that I'm going through. So that's another thing. Like if you don't want to talk about it so openly, then there's all these support groups and stuff that you can talk to people about in order for you to feel more mentally healthy. Anyways, thank you very much for listening. Have a great day.